Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Jacob Wilson and welcome back to our series on 3 reasons why your muscles aren't fully developing. And today we're going to talk about the delts, the shoulders, right? But before I start this, if this is your first time to the channel and you love this content, hit that subscribe button. If you want to help other people's shoulders grow, share this video, smack that bell for notifications, and hit the like button. Let's talk about the first reason why your shoulders aren't growing, and the reason why is you have a stagnant grip. It's one of the reasons why you have a stagnant grip. So, for example, every time you do a military press, you just use the same grip. But you have to realize that changing grip width can actually change emphasis on shoulder development. Remember, we have the front delts, right? Or the anterior delts. We have the side delts, okay? Or the medial delts. And of course, we have the rear delts as well. But basically, your grip width impacts how they're developed, and we need to switch up grip width if we're going to have fully developed 3D delts. The side delts are what we call abductors, which means they move their arms out to the side. And so basically what we know is that if you take a wider grip, you'll place more emphasis on the side delts, okay? Because you're taking advantage of that abduction movement, okay? However, if you switch your grip into more of a closer grip, shoulder width apart, now you're going to be placing more emphasis on what we call shoulder flexion, and that is going to emphasize the anterior delts. So basically, by modifying your grip width from more narrow to wide, you'll have more full development from the anterior and the side delts, okay? So don't just use the same grip that you've been using. One of the second interesting things is that the delts seem to stabilize the shoulder joint, okay? So sometimes when you increase the stability component of a lift, you actually activate the delts more. So for example, studies show that if you were to do a seated military press versus a standing military press, that the shoulders actually become more activated on the standing military press. So make sure you emphasize some of that on your lifts. Try standing military press, try standing dumbbell shoulder press. But also, because there's more of a stability component of things, you can't lift as much, for example, with a standing dumbbell shoulder press versus seated dumbbell shoulder press. So try this next time. Try a mechanical drop set. You start off by doing basically standing dumbbell shoulder presses. When you can't do anymore, sit down on the bench and you'll be able to keep getting more reps just because you're more of a stable surface. The third reason is you may not, especially when we're talking about delt width, you're probably not taking advantage of the time where peak tension is reached, particularly in the side delt, on things like side laterals. When you're doing side laterals, peak tension's reached in the delts and peak activation around midway through the lift all the way till 90 degrees. So when we're talking about doing that from midway till all the way to the top of that side lateral raise, most people, what they're doing is they're coming down, they're getting a swinging motion, and they're using momentum to get to the top of the lift. But remember, that second half of the lift is when you get the most tension in the side delts, and that creates that maximum width. So again, strict form on side laterals could be very important. And also, sometimes when you're done, say you've gone to failure on side delts, and you're training with a partner, you can essentially do partial reps where you just, he or she is assisting, pushing down on your shoulders, and you're doing partial reps on the second half of the lift. That will bring out the side delts. And actually, there's a fourth one, I'm just gonna say it. Most people don't focus at all on their rear delts. And remember, if you're gonna get that 3D look from the front to the rear, make sure you start placing more emphasis on the rear delts to give you that 3D look. Guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.